There was a time when many black communities were filled with builders, mechanics, welders, truck drivers, and farmers, and electricians, and carpenters, and masons, contractors. Men who could repair homes, build businesses, transport goods, fix engines, and create infrastructure with their own hands. Back then, skills stayed inside the community. If something broke, somebody nearby knew how to fix it. If a family needed help building a home, somebody knew construction. If a business needed transportation, somebody owned trucks. If land needed to be worked, somebody knew farming. Communities were not perfect, but many were more self-sufficient. And that matters, because a community that can build things has power. A community that can repair things has stability. A community that can produce things has leverage. And for many years, skilled trades helped create economic movement inside Black America. Many families built businesses through skilled labor, barber shops, auto shops, construction companies and welding businesses, trucking operations, landscaping companies, or repair services. People were not just workers, many were owners. And ownership changes everything, because ownership creates circulation. Money moves differently when communities own businesses, equipment, land, and infrastructure. That was part of the strength behind many older communities. People built things, people repaired things, people taught skills to the next generation. Young boys often grew up watching fathers, uncles, grandfathers, and neighbors work with their hands. Skills were passed down, and with those skills came independence. But then something changed. Factories began disappearing. Manufacturing moved overseas. Industrial jobs declined. Shop classes slowly disappeared from many schools. Trade education became less respected. And over time, many young people were pushed toward consumption instead of creation. Society started celebrating entertainment more than infrastructure. People were taught to buy more, but build less. And the consequences slowly began showing up everywhere. Communities that once produced goods became dependent on outside systems. Local ownership weakened. Economic circulation weakened. More families became trapped in debt. More neighborhoods lost businesses. More people rented instead of owned. And many young people grew up without learning practical survival skills at all. That shift was bigger than economics. It changed identity. Because when communities stop building, they often lose confidence in what they can create. Now let's be clear. This is not about blaming one country or one group of people. Globalization changed industries everywhere. Manufacturing shifted. Technology changed labor markets. Automation changed jobs. But the reality remains. A community that cannot build becomes dependent on those who can. That is one of the most important economic lessons people must understand. Because infrastructure controls society, the people who can build homes, repair systems, move goods, grow food, manufacture products, fix machines, maintain infrastructure will always have value. And honestly, we are beginning to see that reality again today. As technology changes the economy, many skilled trades are becoming even more valuable. Electricians are needed. HVAC technicians are needed. Truck drivers are needed. Welders are needed. Mechanics are needed. Construction workers are needed. Farmers are needed. Because society still depends on real-world infrastructure. You cannot outsource every skill forever, and you cannot build strong communities without builders. That is why this conversation matters so much, especially for young people, because many were taught that success only comes from entertainment, sports, internet fame, quick money, while practical skills were often overlooked. But skills create leverage. A skilled person can start a business, create jobs, own equipment, build infrastructure, generate income independently. That is economic power. And honestly, trades should not be viewed as just jobs. They should be viewed as ownership pathways. A welder can own a company. A truck driver can own a fleet. An electrician can own contracts. A mechanic can own a shop. A farmer can own land. That mindset shift is important, because ownership starts with valuable skills. Now imagine if communities began rebuilding that culture again. Imagine if young boys grew up learning construction, electrical work, farming, mechanics, logistics, entrepreneurship, land ownership, business systems, instead of only learning how to consume. Imagine if mentorship returned. Imagine if skilled trades became respected again. Imagine if schools and communities once again encouraged people to build instead of only buy. That could transform entire generations, because trades are not only about money, they are about survival. They are about independence. They are about rebuilding infrastructure. And they are about restoring confidence in what communities can create for themselves. Now, this does not mean everyone must become a welder or contractor. The future will still include technology, AI, coding, and digital business. But even in a digital world, physical infrastructure still matters. Homes still need electricity. Food still needs transportation. Buildings still need repairs. Communities still need builders. That reality will never disappear completely. And perhaps the biggest lesson here is this. A community that loses its builders eventually loses control over its future. That is why we must rebuild the culture of skills, trades, ownership, and economic infrastructure again. Because the goal is not simply getting jobs. The goal is creating communities capable of surviving, building, owning, and growing independently. That is how real wealth becomes sustainable. That is how strong communities are rebuilt. And that is how future generations stop starting from zero.